Oh, everyone. Just give it a couple of minutes for everybody else to come in. If you want to, I know a lot of you all are new to this app, but if you look, there's a button on the, what is this? The left side, it says camera. If you want to share your screen, sometimes that will make it easier for me because I can't see when people have questions if they don't say anything. So if you share your camera and share a video of yourself, I could kind of see when you have a question or if you don't understand or blah, blah, blah. But you don't have to share a video of yourself, but that's just an option. Let's see, it's only two of us so far. We're going to start probably about 1:05. I usually give everybody about 5 minutes to come in. I see some members coming online now. All right. I'm going to just turn on this one little song really quick. Give us a little bit of ancestral protection before we start this discussion. Got about 3 more minutes. We're going to give them about 3 more minutes, y'all. Grand afternoon, everybody. I'm just giving everybody like one more minute to get in the door. You know, it's always people lagging in the back. You know how it goes. You tell people 1 o'clock, they're going to show up at like 1:30, 2 o'clock. It's going to be over then. All right. Okay. Grand afternoon, everybody. I hope everyone's doing well. Um, doing well today. Today is, I guess, the start of the group discussion for our conscious group. It looks like it's only about 5 of us here so far, but we'll get started. Today, there's no real agenda. I did see that there was one question in the group, so I will get to that. And I'm going to just talk briefly about the post that I've been making regarding the brown rust fungus on the trees and the changes that have happened to my plant. So I think that we need to be aware. And if you look in the group, I made a post about 2 days ago where there's a gentleman on there and he's talking about all of the chemicals that they're using now in the chemtrails in order to try to block out the UVC radiation. Well, UVA and UVB, but really it's the UVC that's really doing the damage to them. And if you notice, even though they're spraying, you're seeing people still having to use umbrellas and things of that nature. But when they modified the weather over here and made it cloudy and made it rained for like 3 days straight on my plants. And the beautiful thing about plants and why we were such horticulturers and things like that is because plants are kind of like a canary. They can tell you. We even do experimentation on plants first before we do it on humans because plants have similar properties to us. Like chlorophyll is similar to our melanin. So if y'all noticed or have seen my post, or you can go back in the group and look, brown rust fungus has been started growing on my trees. I noticed it on my trees. And unfortunately, I was concerned about the brown rust fungus, as you all know. But what really highly concerned me was this morning when I woke up, because I brought my palm tree back in because, you know, I had my palm tree out there just getting some natural air. And the part of the palm tree, like it wasn't all the way out there, like part of it got some rain on it, you know what I'm saying? And part of it was still in the, you know, the little shaded part because palm trees don't like heavy sun, the brand that I got. And the branches that got rained on, it leached the whole chlorophyll out of them, killed the chloroplast. So I'm like, if it can kill a chloroplast, it can kill a melanocyte. So y'all got to be careful walking out here in this rain and stuff like that, because I don't know what kind of chemicals they got in that chemtrails or whatever, but obviously they done up the ante because they been had chemtrails, but it wasn't killing the trees. It wasn't affecting the plants. But now if you see something affecting plants, then that means that it's going to affect the soil. That means that you can have effects on the groundwater. And y'all, honestly, I'm living in this just like y'all. I don't know what the hell they are doing up there, but I just wanted to sound the alarm because it's a little serious. And I know that a couple of people came in my inbox in different areas of the country after I made that post, and were like that they had the stuff growing on their vegetables and stuff too. But one guy was even saying he thought that the brown rust mold was just from the soil. And I'm like, no, that's a fungus. Like, so it's getting real serious. Like, these people not playing a fair game with us right now, you know, and we really need to, you know, be aware of what's going on around us. Now, there was another question in the group where, and is that person here that wanted me to discuss about the difference between the O positive and the O negative? Okay, well, I won't answer that question since that person is not here, isn't present. Is there any more questions or any other topics of discussion you all would like to discuss? You all can feel free to unmute yourself and stuff and talk, because I'm not the only one. I don't want to be the only one up here talking. But do you all have anything that you would like to discuss? Anything that you all would like to announce? Because this is really for the group. I don't want to just take it over and be taking up the whole time talking myself.
Grand afternoon, everybody.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I don't necessarily have a question, but
Mm-hmm.
I have the last 4 weeks. I just wanted to ask if was there anybody else in the group been experiencing like once you've been out in the sun and you come back in, it may be that a few hours later at night when you're about to go to bed, I've been experiencing dizziness in my head. And I'm pretty healthy, my diet is pretty healthy, and but I've been experiencing that, and it's going to be more regular like the last 4 weeks. So I wanted to know, was there anybody else experiencing?
Well, I know for myself, I can say that not so much of the dizziness as the tiredness. Like when I go outside, like in the sun, like now for long periods of time, I just get extremely tired. Like I have to come in and rest. So my daughter has been experiencing the headaches and the ringing in her ears, but I haven't had any of the the dizziness or the headaches. I did have some ringing start yesterday. And that's comes off and on. But for me with the sun, it's just a matter of just feeling tired or whatever. It's in between the sun and when we get those CMEs, I can always tell when we get a CME because I just feel extremely fatigued and tired, and then I lay down and then when I wake up, it's I got all of this energy, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Is anybody else experiencing the dizziness as well? Okay. Well, yeah. So, I would say that what's happening to us or whatever is the UVC radiation, of course, is affecting our DEA, and the dizziness that could come from two things. That could be either the oxygenation, you know what I'm saying, to your brain, you understand what I'm saying, or it could just be that your blood is shifting and becoming more energetic. And so then your neuronal pathways have to get adjusted to the new amount of oxygen that you're able to uptake. You understand what I'm saying? Because everything in our body is just happening faster now. We're accelerating. So the firing in your brain is accelerating, things like that. I do know a goddess that used to have seizures when she was younger, and the seizures stopped, and she said that they had begun back again now. And I'm like, it's because even the sun, is rewiring the way that our brains fire, and the different pathways in our brain and stuff too is opening up new parts of our brain that have been lying dormant that we didn't use. Because they tell us to lie that we only use 10% of our brain, but that's not true. So as this plasma energy rises on the earth, you're going to start seeing different physical manifestations. But the main key is to try to keep the foreign proteins out of your body, the excess sugar and carbohydrates out of your body, because that's what's going to be the holdup, or that's what's going to kind of mess you up, because once that stuff gets in your cells, it's going to interfere with your body being able to do that upgrade. You understand what I'm saying? And it's going to be like you fighting against nature, or you fighting against what the sun is trying to give you. You fighting against it. So it's best to try to cut that stuff out, or alkalize your diet as much as possible. And definitely make sure that you're drinking a lot of water too, because you don't want to get dehydrated too. That's another thing. I'm talking about the metaphysics, but water is very important right now, especially as these temperatures raise up. It's getting ready to get way hotter. You understand, than what we at now. Like, we getting ready to be in 100. So even we have to stay hydrated too. So when going out there in the sun too, make sure that you're fully hydrated right now too, because the water works with, you know what I'm saying, everything, with your blood plasma and everything like that. So you don't want to be dehydrated as well. Did I answer your question, Jennifer? Well, not your question, but I hope I contributed to what you were saying, Jennifer.
Well, with me in the business, you gave me a different perspective to look at to kind of contribute to why I might be experiencing that. So thank you.
No worries, no worries. Is anybody else experiencing anything with their self, or want to bring something to the group, or just have something that they want to discuss? Well, I will discuss what's been going on with me metaphysically. So, like, I don't know if y'all noticed or if y'all have felt it, but like these last 3 days, there's been I felt like a real shift. And I can't really put my finger on it, but like 3 days ago, I had my first open eye vision. And what an open eye vision is like you sitting there and you just go straight into a recall, or you like, it's almost like you dreaming with your eyes awake. It's like you going there to the 5D or whatever, but you not asleep. You're not even asleep anymore. So I was sitting there and I had like a vision. You understand what I'm saying? Like sitting on my couch. And it's like ever since I had that vision, it's just like, I don't know, my intuition seems like that it's heightening now, right now. I'm able to like answer my kids' questions without them even asking me right now. Like, it's really a lot of just weird metaphysical stuff that's been happening to me. And I know for a fact that they opened up some type of dimensional portal or something in that ceremony that they did for the Devil Horn Moon up there in the Geneva Conventions. The reason why I say that is because like I said, about 3 weeks ago, I went and bought some cat food. Something just told me to buy cat food. And if you know anything about cats and our ancestors and stuff like that, like in Kemet, but other cultures as well, over here, the Aztecians and stuff, the reason why they revered cats is because cats can sense the spirit realm. They can sense the 5D. They ward off, negative entities and stuff. And so I always do a whole bunch of, in the morning, like protection, little rituals and things like that. And, I call on my ancestors and stuff. And I just, I've been reading the signs. And the first sign, of course, is the trees. Because when the trees get hit, that's a negative vibration. Like a fungus is two things, but it's really like a negative vibration. It's on the earth. But the second part that I want to say is that the cats or whatever. So I saw two cats yesterday. So one cat came up on me, in the morning, and like brushed up on my legs and everything. He was trying to get into the house and stuff. So I noticed that. So I'm like, that cat sent something, they gravitate towards things. You understand what I'm saying? So I was like, so I came in the house and I did like my little dragon blood sage and I did my little cedar sage and stuff like that. And then that night, it wasn't fully night, probably about 7 o'clock. It was a black cat on my porch because the first cat was like gray and black, but then the second one was a black cat. So I'm like, that's a warning. Like, those are my spirit guides trying to warn me that, something that came out of there, like they done some real work. And if you think about it, that's one of their they really revere that devil horn moon, y'all, and that Jupiter-Mars conjunction thing. So just, be aware, you understand, like these people understand about energy, they understand about planetary magic, and it's just a lot going on. A lot of probably spiritual attacks is getting ready to be happening. Psychic attacks is probably getting ready to be real strong as well. So that's another thing to watch out for. Is like psychic attack, spiritual attacks in these next week or so. You understand what I'm saying? Because of whatever they did up there at that Geneva convention. So just be aware of that, family. All right. Is there anything else that you all would like to discuss? I don't have a real agenda for this meeting, and I just wanted to use it, you understand, so we could all get together and talk amongst each other. But if we don't have any topics or anything to discuss, or nobody has anything, I'm going to go ahead and end this group discussion. Because, like I said, I didn't do this to do a lecture or anything like that. I just did it to really answer questions, and so people could get together as, the group and talk amongst each other or share their experiences or what's going on with them.
I have a topic I would like to bring to the table for your guidance or clearance.
Definitely, Goddess. Go right ahead. How are you today? Grand afternoon.
I'm good. And yourself?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well.
Okay. So my topic I would like for you to discuss is regarding the difference. Is there a big difference, and what area other than as it relates to the reset and what is going on right now, cosmically speaking, and here
I
in the
couldn't hear that last part. Is it just my phone acting up, or is everybody else? Because I know my phone been doing some weird stuff. Can you repeat that, Goddess?
Well, I actually had to put you on Bluetooth just to hear you. I couldn't hear you through my phone; it was too low. But I had to put you to my Bluetooth in order to just to get some volume to the conversation. But what I was
Mm-hmm.
asked for discussion from you is the difference in regards to what's going on right now in the reset and what's going on in the cosmos and in this realm with everything. What is the main difference in the different races, like melanated people, us versus others, maybe the Caucasians or the Asians, is how, because we hear that there is a main difference, and particularly with us, with everybody else versus everybody else, and then you hear that we're all a one, and there is no real difference, that everybody came from a melanated womb.
No. All right, y'all gonna make me talk about it. I was trying to go past it, but y'all gonna make me pull it out. All right. So no, we all didn't all come from the same source. And it's really simple if you really think about it. Some people have been cloned or have ancestors who had cloned DNA, and then some of us have the original or DEA, and then some of us have the original DEA from the original people who were from an extraterrestrial race. Now, the original bloodlines were all O negative. That's the original extraterrestrial bloodline. You have about 16% of the population on Earth that's O negative. So that means that, and they tell you straight up that O negative is the universal donor. Why do you think they're calling them the universal donor? Because that bloodline comes from the universe. So it doesn't have an origin from this earth. So that was the original people who inhabited this earth. And then there was different mixing of extraterrestrials, which caused the alpha and the beta, or the A and the B. Now, you have other people who have rhesus proteins, that's Rh positive blood. And what you have to begin to understand is that there was a clone program on Earth. A lot of the original extraterrestrial bloodlines, like the Tartarians, the Californians, different people, ended up getting wiped out. But what they did was they still had those people's DEA. And what they did was they cloned that DEA with monkeys and lemurs and different type of animals or whatever to make all of these what I call light races. Now, what you have to understand is that because there's been so much mixing and crossbreeding and stuff on the earth, it's really, really rare to find a person who is now fully still has their original bloodlines intact. That's kind of why the royal family guards their blood so strongly. They're O negative as well, but they come from a different lineage than we do. Like, what you have to understand is it's different extraterrestrial races. Some of us descended from that, and then some of us got cloned from that. Now, what it's all going to depend on is really the ratio that you got in your body. Some people can have a clone ancestor and can have that Rh positive, can have that positive bloodline, and they will be able to overcome the animalistic DNA in them, and then their blood will renew and they'll be able to handle this frequency. And then you're going to have others that aren't going to be able to handle the frequency, and they just going to lose their mind or whatever. I will say this: what separates us from them, the other bloodlines that have been cloned, is that we have neuromelanin and we have melanin. If you have melanin in your skin, then that means you have neuromelanin. So, and some people have neuromelanin that are not dark, do not have pheomelanin or the dark melanin. Like, it's really hard to get into because, like I said, it was a lot of cloning and stuff that went down. But where I'm trying to take you to is this: if you meant to shift, you're going to shift. And if you ain't, then you won't. But melanated people in general have a better chance of being able to shift just because we got stardust in our skin, which helps us to absorb the UVC radiation, and we have melanin, which helps us to absorb the plasma energy. But that's not all that you need. You also need neuromelanin and stuff too. And what I'll say is, depending on your bloodline, that's how much energy you can, it affects your aura or your electromagnetic field or what you can do. So the more pure your bloodline is, the more metaphysical things that you're going to be able to do in this 3D realm with your avatar. So just because, you understand what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, you just have to see what you get. If you're not O negative, and most people are not O negative or A negative, B negative, or if you AB positive, like you on the worst track, like you got the hardest fight, because that's a whole bunch of proteins on your red blood cells. But if you O positive, that means that you just fighting that rhesus protein. You understand? So it's kind of like your blood have to battle. And the ones that, have that will, you're going to have, more periods of, tiredness as your body like readjusts. But as long as you have some type of genetics where you have like some of the original in you, you'll be able to, I guess, renew, or your blood will renew, and you'll be able to absorb the frequency. But you got people who are O positive, you understand? They ain't got nothing to fall back on. Like if you got positives on both sides of your family, like that's a tough track, yo. That's gonna be tough because you ain't got no genetic pool to fall back on, really. So like I said, you just have to watch and see. Like people want, I think, a magic answer as to who's going to ascend and who's not. But what we have to realize is everybody is not meant to keep this flesh vehicle. Some people is karmic debt. Some people is meant to shed this flesh and go into the fifth dimension without it. And then others of us who chose to come into a vehicle that can absorb the energy are meant to stay here and be able to morph between the two. So it's just going to depend on what your assignment was and what you're here to do. And I hope I covered most of that. But if I didn't cover everything, just let me know.
You did. Now let's talk about what you just said. If you chose, those of us who chose to come into a vehicle, because that was what you were saying led me to our past lives. We're choosing to come back down to the realm. How do we know that in our past life, did we chose to come into a melanated or a non-melanated?
See, that's another thing. If you melanated, listen, a soul, people who aren't melanated like us, you understand, who don't have melanin in their skin, you understand, don't have the same soul. So you wouldn't go into a vehicle of a white person. You wouldn't go into the vehicle of an Asiatic person. That's not the vehicle that you would even go into, because you have to go into a vehicle that matches your magnetism and that has stardust in it. You understand what I'm saying? So we didn't come back as white people. We didn't come back as Asians or any of them other light races. Those are the light races. We manifest into these vehicles right here. But what I'm saying is there's also were some clone human beings, you understand, because a lot of our ancestors got wiped out, y'all. And then there was a clone program and they were cloned, you understand. They used their light codes to clone. And so kind of the way the universe is working like is this. Certain ones of us chose to come back into those clone vehicles in order to save the light codes. You got to understand, like every DEA is a library, and each of us has a different aspect or a different part of the puzzle. So if one part of the puzzle is lost, then you ain't going to be able to have all of the pieces. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of us, have a hard job because some of us manifested into those bloodlines that have been cloned in order to save the information. You understand what I'm saying? To save the bloodline. Not everybody in the bloodline gonna be saved, but you manifested into that to kind of save your bloodline, to save your, that record, that Akashic record, because that's what's important to the universe. The bloodline ain't got nothing to do with it because we all got cosmic family. But the family here ain't got nothing to do with the cosmic family and the cosmic alignment and why you chose your assignment. But some of us have assignments that are harder than others because we have to morph animalistic. We have to change the animalistic DEA back into original form. And that's a harder task. You understand what I'm saying? Those people are going to go through a whole bunch more physical changes than the people who don't have the proteins. But that's what the vehicle that they chose. They chose that harder assignment. You understand what I'm saying? for to save the bloodline. Like they're like a battle elite. Like some people just battle elites. They came back and they just here to just save a certain code. You understand what I'm saying? Through this reset. And that's some people's assignment. But yeah, we weren't, you wouldn't, I think what I'm trying to say is like, you will hear people say that like we reincarnated and I was a white man and I was no, 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 no. You wouldn't do that.
Okay.
Not if you have a soul, because it's just, it's deep, but if you have a soul or whatever, we reincarnate, and some of us reincarnated, and some of us actually come from the Aurora Borealis and we're new souls. And I think I went into that discussion before, so I don't want to tie up this one again. You can look at that lecture in the Telegram chat, but basically, if you reincarnate, that means that you were here, you primordial, and you stuck, you know what I'm saying? And you keep on bouncing back off of the moon, off of the Saturn moon matrix thing, and keep on wiping your memory and sending you back into another vehicle. You see what I'm saying? But then you have others that are like battle elites that come, from through the sun and through the Aurora Borealis, you understand? And they just coming strictly here to save certain bloodlines, certain genetic codes, certain DEA libraries. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like two factions of us going on right now. Some of us that's done been here primordial, that's done been stuck and kept on getting our memory wiped. And then there's others of us that just chose to come at this time, you understand, for this part right here, for the shift, because we were also involved in how this all started. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, we got cosmic debt on us because we was involved in getting all of this started in the first place. And so now we got to be the ones to fix it.
Got it. And would you say, is it safe to say that the melanated babies that are being born right now in 2020, 2021, 2022, and next year, now would it be, are these babies are probably most likely the ones that are coming from the sun to save the battle?
Exactly. That's the new star seeds that's coming. A lot of people that's our age ain't gonna be here. I hate to say it, and a lot of older people ain't gonna be here. The new earth is really gonna be the babies, and it's gonna be a couple of us to lead them. Some of us gonna lead them, but it's gonna really be the babies and the young people, honestly and truthfully. And the older bloodlines are going to, either go up into the older, set faction. If they still sleep, they're going to reincarnate, but they'll reincarnate into the new earth that is built by the star seeds. You understand what I'm saying? And they'll be fine. Or they've been chosen to go and fight, in another realm, or they're done. They've done their work here. So, when you see people passing right now, it's for a number of reasons, especially the older people or whatever that's passing. Most of them are going to fight for us in a higher realm. You understand what I'm saying? But the beauty of it all is that once we do this shift, it's all going to be connected again, y'all. You understand what I'm saying? It's kind of like, we got to be here for the hard part, but in the end, it's all going to be back like it originally was, and you'll be able to communicate in that dimension and see that stuff and everything like that.
So
See the spirits, talk to the trees. You understand what I'm saying? You'll be able to levitate again. You'll be able to use your dark matter energy once all of these grids and everything go down. That's what's holding us back right now, is all these energy grids that's around us, them feeding off the light poles, pulling the energy out of the earth. You understand what I'm saying? Because we really harness that energy. You understand? But they pulling it out of the earth and then they putting it in grids over us, and that's affecting our magnetism and stuff.
Okay. Wow. There's so many pieces.
Yeah, it really is, but it's real simple. Like I would say, If you shift in, the best thing you could do, like to keep it simple for people, I just say alkalize yourself as much as possible, because the more alkaline you are, the easier it is for your blood to, pick up the signals and do what it's got to do. And I would say, meditate as much as possible, because the meditation is like, that's what's training you to do exactly what you need to do, or helping you remember your instructions, helping you remember how to ascend, helping you remember how to use the energy and stuff like that. If you have trouble dreaming, it's certain things that you could take that can help you try to dream and try to wake you up. Because I know a lot of people that are our age, we done been toxified. So parts of our pineal might be calcified and stuff like that. But it's certain herbs like mugwort, or what is the other one? I can't think of the St. John's wort. I think that you can take that can help you dream too. Help accelerate that part of your brain so that you can, use your pineal more. Of course, crystal work is good for that too. Crystal water, you got crystal water, you can create crystal water too. Some people drink that water infused with crystals, but it's got to be the right type of crystals though. It can't be no dyed crystals or nothing like that. Like, it's got to be the real expensive real crystals, and a lot of people, that's income inhibitory. But if you can get the crystals, that would be good, because you can soak them in the water and even drink crystal water, and that'll help increase your vibrations too. Did I answer your question, or did I make you have more questions? It's fine if you have more questions. I can answer those too, or try, or I can clarify something, because I know I'll be rambling, so I don't want to leave anything unclarified. Or if anybody has any questions, you can definitely just ask them now about what I just said or anything. Please ask, because I want to make sure I'm being clear with everything that I'm trying to say or convey to you guys.
Well, you answered my question, but of course, there's always still a lot of questions. I can go all day, but I won't. But yes, you did, and I'm thankful. I appreciate that. I appreciate you.
No. I thank you for asking it. Because somebody else probably had the same question. They just, I guess, didn't. Or somebody else got the same question. I always say, whenever you have a question, somebody else got the same question. They just was too afraid to ask it, or just too paused to ask it. But I just say this: we all got to start exercising our throat chakra, though, and get more vocal, because I was telling my friend yesterday, like, in order to give the command of your will to be done in this dimension, you gotta affect the frequency, and your frequency comes through your voice. So that's what your throat chakra exercising it is doing. You commanding your will. So, what they say in the old school, closed mouth don't get fed, right?
Right.
Right.
Now,
So
let me ask you this regarding us that have melanin in our skin, as it relates to, because I daily I'm in the sun, and I know there's a lot of stuff, as you know, that they're spraying, a lot of stuff. We see the chemtrails.
yeah.
As it relates to even the sun and the CMEs and the UV and everything that's coming. Now, with us with the melanin in our skin, is it too much? Can we be out there too much? Or should we limit being in the sun? Because I'm in the sun morning, in the afternoons, and the evenings I'm out. And of course, I'm darker, needless to say, than I've ever been in my life, and I've been here several decades. But is it safe at this point with everything that's out there to spend so much time in the sun? What do you think?
Well, you saying that you're getting darker, right?
I am.
Well, then you're fine. Which is what's happening is you getting new melanocytes, or your melanocytes are getting more active. Really not new ones, but they're getting more active. And as you getting darker, that is just your body using the radiation. Understand, like what melanin does. Melanin is a semiconductor of energy. So as we get more charged up or we absorb more energy, we get a darker hue. That's why we tan, because the melanocytes are starting to feed off of the energy and pull more energy in. And see, you pulling light in and then you converting it and condensing it. That's what that's what's really happening. You condense light. We're condensed light. So you really just charging up. And as your body, you know what I'm saying, adjusts to the sun, you're going to get darker. Everybody's going to get darker that has melanin that can morph, because we getting more energy from the sun. You understand what I'm saying? Our melanocytes are becoming more active, and that's fine. I would say if you're out in the sun a lot, the main thing is going to be this: staying hydrated, because it will dehydrate you, because you have to understand all of those chemical reactions for your melanocytes and everything takes water. You understand what I'm saying? So like you have an additional reaction going on than most people. You understand? Us melanated people, we have our melanin, which is like chlorophyll. You understand what I'm saying? It's a semiconductor of energy, and that uses water too. You understand? In addition to the other metabolic, processes that's going on in our body. So we have to just make sure we staying hydrated with alkaline water. But God is, if you go in the sun and you feel fine in the sun, go ahead. Now, what I will say this is, at high noon, I don't really like to go out there, because that's one of the times you can get most dehydrated. And what you have to realize is, when it's starting to go high in temperature, like it's getting ready to be over the hundreds and stuff like that, you got to give your body time enough to adjust to those type of temperatures and stuff. So I wouldn't be out there like at high noon and stuff for long periods of time until we adjust a little bit more, because it's going to dehydrate you even quicker. You understand what I'm saying? But your body will give you signs, you know what I'm saying, if it's too much. But as far as it harming us, it won't harm us, but you can get dehydrated, and then you're going to be harmed, because, you know, dehydration is a heat stroke. You understand what I'm saying? So it's about the sugar that's in your body, because sugar dehydrates you. You understand what I'm saying? The extra animal fats and stuff do stuff in our body that affects our water content, because fat cells absorb water. So it's all about them keeping you in a dehydrated state so that your melanocytes or whatever, your melanocytes, can't perform that reaction quick enough, because they need water to convert the sunshine into energy. You see what I'm saying?
Yes. You know, it might be where you got me thinking, it might be where my dizziness is coming from, because it is high noon, my lunch hour, 12 noon, my lunch hour that I.
Oh yeah, goddess. Make sure you real hydrated. You drinking alkaline water or distilled water or something like that. Make sure you super hydrated if you going out there at noontime, because that's when Ra is at his most strength. And that's when your melanocytes is going to be really using up all of that water and stuff. You get dehydrated real quick. So that could be it.
Okay. And so we can get too much exposure to the radiation that's out there now, in spite of the melanin in our body.
You can get dehydrated, yes.
Yeah.
We can still get dehydrated. You understand what I'm saying? We could still be dehydrated now. Anything could get dehydrated, because we 80% we water. You understand? We water. Well, we H3O, really, not to go so deep, but that's water based still. You understand what I'm saying? And what you have to understand is our melanin is performing chemical reactions right now. We speeding up. Our melanocytes are doing a lot more work, because they have to convert a stronger form of light, which is the UVC, into energy. You see what I'm saying? That's what's causing you to get darker is your melanocytes are working. So you want the darkness is great. You understand, because that's your body adjusting, but understand that reaction takes a lot of water. And so they give us all kind of stuff in our diet to dehydrate us so we don't, so that reaction doesn't go as fast. You see what I'm saying? So you need to stay hydrated. But as far as the UVC hurting us, like the UVC can't hurt us itself. It's just we need to be able to do what we need to do with our physical bodies in order to be able to absorb it, which means to be hydrated, which means we got to cut out some of this processed food and some of this animal fat and some of these sugars that's dehydrating our body. Then you'll be fine in the sun because, think about it. People out in nature, those remote tribes in Africa and stuff, they have absolutely no problem being outside all day in the sun, correct? That's because they're not eating all of this stuff, this American diet, all these processed foods, all these salts and stuff like that that's dehydrating our body. And then that's what's causing us to have the heat strokes and stuff like that, the dizziness. You see where I'm coming from, God? Because we in a dehydrated state already, and then we trying to go out in the sun, and our melanocytes is trying to perform this reaction and stuff to harness the energy of the sun, but we ain't got no water. You see where I'm coming from?
I do. I absolutely do. Okay.
I hope I answered your question well. I was trying.
Oh, for sure. You absolutely did. And your answers got my head just over here, just like, okay. Right. Yes. Thank you.
You're very welcome, Empress. You're very welcome. So anybody else going through anything or want to contribute anything to the discussion? I know we going in right now, but if you have any questions or anything, please exercise, hit that unmute button and speak. All right, who we got now? I see Jennifer. Okay, anybody else? We don't want to just take over the discussion. Is there anything you guys would like to discuss or talk about that's going on with you or anything like that?
I want to talk. I missed it. I just joined. I'm Naya.
Hi, Naya.
Hi, I'm late joining, so I don't know what the conversation was, but I'm happy to be here. I am concerned about the karmic debt on the land in the U.S., particularly like California, where I'm at. And so I'm thinking about like how it makes me really want to just get out the country. But when I talk to others, they're like, this is everywhere and this is happening. And I'm like, well, how do I prepare myself?
Okay. Yeah, that's a deep question. And you're right. And like, what you have to realize is that it is happening everywhere. Like I just did a post where I was showing that there's natural disasters everywhere right now. Honestly, over here is the least is going through the least because like over in England you got the tornadoes, you got the flooding. In Africa you got they're being remapped over there over in Ghana and stuff like that. Saudi Arabia is having mad dust storms, people in the hospital. You got all kind of volcanoes going off. Like the last I checked, like 62 active volcanoes. You got South America starting to flood. What we have to realize is that the Antarctica ice wall is beginning to melt. Well, it is melting and it's about to go way quicker than they thought. They thought they had to probably like 2030. That thing probably finna be gone by 2025. It already has red algae and everything growing on it. And if you really think about the earth being not flat, but like spheroidal, and you think about a wall being around it, and that's Antarctica, and you think about the sun bombarding that wall, that water's coming in. You understand? And all
Mm-hmm.
of those continents that's on the outside is getting bombarded by that. In addition to the, the plasma energy being absorbed in the earth and the earth having to send the plasma energy back. And that also is a signal to the earth to build new land. So it's going to be new land that's going to appear. You're going to
Mm-hmm.
start seeing like more sinkholes like you saw in China, where you
Right.
just see a sinkhole right there into the middle earth, right there into inner earth, and you see all of that new vegetation and life. So what I will tell you is this: the best thing you could be doing right now is meditating, venerating your ancestors, and getting in touch with that, because they're going to give you your instructions for where you need to be. Now, honestly, God bless California, but I wouldn't be in California. But really, I moved to Atlanta because it's on the 33rd parallel. You understand what I'm saying? But that's where my ancestors told me to go. Like, I got that vision that I was supposed to be here. So we all supposed to be in different places. But I
Yeah.
think we're all going to experience these natural disasters. But it's going to be a situation like, do you have protection over you or do you not? Because, like, people could be right there in Tornado Alley, and they could be sitting in their house and nothing happened to them, and all their
That's
neighbor's
true.
house be gone. You see where I'm
That's
coming
true.
from? So
Mm-hmm.
I don't really think right now it's going to matter on earth where you are. In certain instances, it's going to matter, do you have your spiritual protection, your ancestral protection, and can you hear the instructions for where your ancestors is telling you you need to be at? You see where I'm coming from?
Right. I definitely understand. And it's funny you mention it because I've been sitting and meditating to try to receive those downloads, just to know where I'm going. I'm already starting to feel where,
Hmm.
and now I'm feeling like I just have to take the leap. I live by the ocean and I can see the water coming up and coming up. And
Yeah, California,
yeah,
yo, that I would get the heck out of there, because I know you already know like the water's coming there, and
yep.
you already know it's on that fault line. And see, what we have to pay attention to is the ring of fire right there in the Pacific. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That ring of fire is all the way lit up, yo. So you know that plasma energy is moving under the earth. You see where I'm coming from?
Yep.
And all you got to think about is it's new land being built. So that means that you got underwater volcanoes and all kind of different places where on fault lines it's going to just start spewing up lava and stuff, kind of like that other volcano did that sent the little tsunami all the way to California. Like, the
Oh
earth
yeah.
is renewing itself. It has
Yeah.
to build new land, guys, because these people done poisoned the land, and they poisoning the land right now. So the earth gonna rebuild itself. You understand where I'm coming from?
Mm-hmm.
But in order to do that, certain places is getting ready to get took
Yep.
up out of here. So, I always tell people, go with your first mind, because your first mind is really your spirit telling you what to do. And when the spirit of fear come on you or doubt, that's when you in your lower self, because higher self don't know fear or doubt. You
Right.
understand? So, listen to yourself and what you telling yourself, Goddess, and go ahead and do what you got to do.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Oh, definitely. Shoot, I feel you. I had to take a leap of faith too, because I was down in Florida. I was down in Boynton
Mm-hmm.
Beach, and I love Florida, y'all. Don't get me wrong. That it's a beautiful place, and it's real tropical. Our people love tropical stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm from the islands. You could get all the good food down there and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I tell y'all what, when that mess went to happening with La Palma, not only that, but you can see that like New Jersey and stuff started flooding, and even down in Florida, like we've been flooding down in Florida for a while, like the what you call it, like the tide at night when the moon affect the earth rotation, like Miami, you know, certain parts right there by the beach and stuff. And then Fort Lauderdale will just flood. And that's been happening for about a year or more. But it started getting worse where it started going into people's neighborhoods and stuff. I was like, yeah, it's time to come inland because I think the coastline is getting ready to be remapped. And these people know this. Like, they know what time it is. They done showed it in movies and everything. They ain't just come out with the movies out the clear air. They know how the earth, well, they don't know all of it, but they know that it's going to be remapped in a way that's going to be drastic with them coastlines.
Yep. It's due. I remember.
It's due.
It's due.
It's due. You got to really think about it. Like, they put all this concrete over the earth and all of these places, all of these roads. So where that water going, that water got to wash all of that away. Like, it's got to go somewhere because we on a water planet, but they done, you know, built up all of this stuff that's really bad. You understand? All this concrete and stuff. So the earth can't absorb the water anymore. You see where I'm coming from? So it's got to go somewhere. It's going to be cataclysmic. Mm-hmm.
What do you think about the islands?
You know what? That's a tough one right there because I've been thinking about that too because, I mean, it's common sense. As the sea level rises, what's going to happen? Now, I think also what we have to realize too is the ancestors on a lot of them islands too. Like, it's a lot of ancestral blood on them islands. So it's real deep, you know. I don't fully know yet what's gonna happen with the islands. I'll tell y'all straight up. My inclination is that some islands is gonna be reformed, but some is gonna probably be washed away, unfortunately. Kind of like what happened to them people in what was that, Hunga Tonga?
By the Samoan island?
Yeah, what was it? Hunga Tonga, where when remember the volcano went off and then the tsunami came? I figure it's gonna be a big tsunami, y'all, because when I had that open eye vision on my couch 3 days ago, that's what I saw. I saw the biggest wall of water, y'all, I have ever seen. Y'all, it was the biggest wall of water I ever seen in my life. Like, I got cold chills all over my body. I don't know what beach I was on. I don't know where I was at, but I saw it. And I'm going to tell y'all straight up, I've been having visions about all of this stuff that's happening now, all of this crazy stuff, man. And I just wasn't telling people about it because, except for my family, like my daughters and like my close people to me know I've been talking about this, and they used to hate to talk to me because they'd be like, Mom, you all doom and gloom, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, this is what I'm seeing. But now that it's all starting to happen, now they're starting to get afraid. Like, they like, oh shit, I might have been on to something. So I know it's a tsunami coming, and I know that mug finna be. Look,
we can feel it.
You can feel something. Can't y'all feel it? I know I ain't the only one that could feel it, y'all, for real.
I can feel it. I could feel it. So
you could feel something coming.
Yeah.
And it's like an ominous feeling too. It ain't even no, it's like an ominous, uneasy feeling, yo.
And people pretending too. A lot of people pretending, acting okay, and
no.
You know.
But look, I'll be the first one to raise the flag and say, look, the feelings that I've been getting, y'all.
Yeah, I have them. So I appreciate this so much. Thank you for that.
I'm just drinking some cranberry juice. You know, I'm trying to keep my bladder health up, y'all. It's important. All right. Anything else? Guys, any other feelings or dreams or premonitions? Because this type of stuff helps us because it's like pieces to the puzzle and it's like synchronicity, and it helps to know that you're not the only one that's having these experiences, you know. And even though you might think what you're going to say might be a little contribution, it could be something big because that could help somebody put the piece to a puzzle together. Because like I said, we all are different aspects of the Almighty. So we all have different information to give, you know. and different gifts and different things like that. So I encourage anybody, speak if you got a question, if you just want to say something, if something just come to your mind and it hits you, just say it, because you never know what putting it out there can do or can spark in somebody else. And that's kind of what this is about. We feeding off of each other's energy.
Hi, I have a question. Can you hear me?
Yes. Who is this? Is this Glow?
No, this is Stella. It's Stella.
Stella. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I can see you now. Okay, let me do my thing. I'm learning how to use this. Oh, hi, Stella. How are you?
Hi. Good, good. I've been listening to you for a while now, and I love listening to you. You're amazing. You're full of so much knowledge and wisdom.
Man, I feel like I'm under the gun up here. Y'all see me drinking it?
Okay, so the thing I would like to talk about is because it's coming out in the movies now. This multiverse, like this multiverse concept.
Shit, yeah, the 2D.
Well, the concept that there are different versions of us in like different universes, and so it just got me thinking that like when I dream, like I dream. I don't know, like I don't know if this really makes sense, but I feel like when I dream, like I question, am I dreaming something that, because there, like I know that there's no like constant, the time is like time doesn't exist, like everything is happening, right? Happening at once. So
simultaneously.
yeah, and so when I'm dreaming, okay, so for example, okay, this is gonna get a little deep, but I along like in 2019, like I started my awakening. That's when I started my awakening.
I started too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, March of
Wow.
2019. March 2019.
Oh my goodness, me too. March
See?
2019.
March 2019.
Wow. Oh my gosh,
Who
it's so
else?
trippy.
Who else a March 2019 person? Anybody else got hit in March with that energy and woke up?
Me, Shell Joe did.
See?
Peace, everybody.
Peace.
Wow.
Peace, goddess. See,
Wow.
it was something going on in March of 2019. Go ahead, goddess, though. Go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but that hit me too, because that's when it hit me. That's when I woke up.
Wow. Okay, so it was really confusing because I'd met this man who I thought was my twin flame, but like it turns out like he was more like a soulmate, but he was like the like he was part of the like the process of like he was like the catalyst for me waking up. Like, and I thought he was my twin flame. Like oh, this twin flame stuff. Like it's weird. Like I started, like I would go to YouTube and then there'd be videos about twin flame. I'm like, what's a twin flame? What is this? Like so I'd watch these videos.
My goodness.
And then
this
like
is deep. This is deep.
Yeah, it's really it gets really, really deep. Like I'm just starting the story. So so then like I was really confused because like I don't know what was going on. So I went to a psychic, and one of the things that she said was that like in the next let's say like she said a lot of stuff, but one of the things that she said was that I'd be meeting somebody else, and that with this person that I would be like having a child, but it would be a choice, right, within the next 4 years. And so so recently like not gonna get too deep into the story, but like so recently I had two dreams that I was already pregnant, and then I started watching these movies about the multiverse. I'm like, okay, so maybe there is another version of me out there that is already pregnant, and maybe like I don't know. It's so
well, there's no such thing as time, but you can be jumping. You can be looking at your future. Like we can look at our future. We can look at our past. We can as far as the multiverse go in other dimensions, we do exist in higher dimensions. That's what our higher self is. So that's true.
Right. Okay.
But the metaverse is 2D. We don't exist on 2D anymore because we've evolved above that. You see, every universe we created, every dimension we created with us. You understand?
Right.
So we fell now back into this one. But when we say we exist in those higher dimensions, we can reach there, we can go back there like our higher self can. But our higher self is trapped here too, but we can see things, we can see the future, we can see what you would say is alternate realities too, because free will comes into play too. A choice, like you may be seeing yourself pregnant, but then your free will may change that. And that's the thing about psychic ability. It allows you to see a path, but that path can always change with a person's free will. So that's why kind of, some of our ancestors were against like getting the readings and stuff like that, because you can alter your own self by thinking that's the path you're supposed to go on. But that's just what they see. But your free will is what's really gonna, you know what I'm saying, make you, go into that. It's certain choices that you can make that can change your path. Like, and I think they show us that in movies too. Like they'll show you make one choice and you have one future. Like Back to the Future, he made one choice and it erased his whole family, and then he had to go back and make another choice and the family came back. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So we are the architects of everything. Like our mind is what gives the construct. So literally, you know what I'm saying? Like you in control of all of that. And what you're seeing is you're seeing yourself jumping through time, or what we would consider as time, or jumping into, different aspects of yourself, or what you're doing in other dimensions and stuff, because you could be carrying out, and I honestly believe this, you could be carrying, your higher self could be carrying out a whole nother thing in another dimension, because we created those. You see what I'm saying? So when you dream or whatever, you have premonitions, you just pulling thoughts from the higher realm down into this one. And then when you act out on it, then that's your will being done. You understand what I'm saying? Like we give the command for it to be done. So the thought is, okay, I'm in a higher dimension and I'm giving birth. And then you pulling that into your mind, and then you project it into this reality, and then you do that. You see where I'm coming from?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I see. Yeah.
Ashe, goddess, Ashe. So we the architects of everything. It's all about our mind. Like it really is. Like we created this whole 3D reality from information that we pulled from the higher realms, and created all of this right here out of water. So it's really all up to us how we do this, how we put all of this together, anything that we can fathom or that we can see is really a reality. It's really a dimension. Like any dream that you have, any vision, it's a real reality, but you still have the power to change it or keep it that way. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see. So I have another question about this. So when I said I didn't say metaverse, I said multiverse. Like the different universes. Like are there different universes? Like are there an infinite amount of universes? Because that's kind of one of the things that I've been picking up from these movies that I've been watching. Because they tell us the truth and then they lie to us.
It's different dimensions. And when you say it's an omniverse, which has all, and then there's universes within that, but we can create a universe. We are universal. Like that's the thing I'm trying to tell y'all. Like we under light code lockdown right now. So with this moon and stuff, but the universes are infinite because we create them with our mind. Like we are literally creators of universes. You understand? So it's as infinite as our minds can imagine. But right now we are under light cold lockdown. So we got what we got. But that's why we say it's an omniverse, and then the universe is within that. You understand what I'm saying? Because we are literally the creators of that. Like all of that within our mind, within. That's how we manifest. We manifested, and then we was powerful enough to create this out of water. Like this wasn't nothing but all firmament, as above, so below. You know, this was all cosmic water, and then we created this whole universe from a thought. So it's the same way with all of that up there, but we on light cold lockdown right now. So we haven't been doing any of that, and that's why they want to keep us. On a real level, y'all, on a universal level, that's the real reason why they want to keep a lot of us on light cold lockdown down here. Because, like, we some astral assassins, like, we can kill universes and we can start them up. Like, we can do a lot of stuff, man, but we locked down right now, y'all. We just got to be patient, man. But it's the miraculous stuff that we can really do in the universe, not just here, not just this planet. That's where they got and I know what I'm saying might sound out there to some of y'all, but I'm just telling y'all, we can do some miraculous stuff, y'all, when we are really vibrating on a certain frequency, because we house a different thing. Like we have this flesh which allows us to do stuff, but we also have the soul. So it's kind of like when you put those two things together, you can do a lot. Like if you just in your soul form, your energy form, it ain't but so much you can do. But when you in this flesh vehicle form, like this form that we took right here, you can do a whole bunch more. Like I don't want to get all into that, but just trust me, it's many universes, and it is going to be many more. That's why we said we have an omniverse, which just covers all of it, but the universes are created, like we are the creators of those, so they're infinite, really, for real. Like, we haven't even touched the surface on the different universes and all of that in the omniverse, honestly, but there are different ones. Did I answer the question at all? Or did I just ramble?
No,
Was
yes,
that your
you did.
question? Okay, good,
Yeah.
good.
Well, it was more like, I just want to know what you know about it. So yes, you did answer the question, because you're speaking about, what it is that you know about the subject. So yeah, that does answer the
I'm
question.
just trying to make sense to you. Like, we are the universal creators, guys, and we can create. We have the power to create, and we have the power to, the power to destroy is the power to create, because when you destroy something, you're also creating. You understand? So we house all of those light codes within us, but we just have forgot how to use them. But that's going to come back eventually. And then you'll understand kind of what I'm saying about the multi-universes and all of that type of stuff like that. But there's one big total omniverse, but like you can't control God or the Almighty, and we all are different aspects of the Almighty. So the Almighty is infinite. What your imagination is infinite. So what they kind of got us into is like putting a number on something or thinking there's a beginning and there's an ending. But for us, it's just the beginning. We're infinite. We can create anything. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why you can't really put a number on how many universes is it, because it's all within us and our mind and what we want to create. So you see where I'm coming from? If you can imagine it, then it exists. You understand what I'm saying? If you can imagine it, then it exists somewhere. It's a real memory. So, like, I love to talk about, like, the Nuwapians and stuff like that. You know, they were telling you about all of those universes and stuff like that, about Sirius A and Sirius B and all of that stuff. and it exists, but he had to pull the memory from somewhere. You understand what I'm saying? And it's the same way with us. It could be other universes that you know about right now that exist, but you too afraid to talk about them because you think like, Lord, people gonna think I'm crazy if I go to saying that it's a universe and it's got blue people and all, but that really exists. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
You just
Yes.
haven't put your will to paper and talked about it, but you pulling a memory down of something that really doesn't happen, that really exists. I think, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, you know what? I know what you're talking about because my children every night I have to tell them a story. And the stories that I tell them, I have no idea where they come from. Like they're just like, and they're usually like, you know, animals and embodying the persona of well, they're talking animals. I usually use animals to tell the stories. But yeah, a lot of times like I'll be at the end of the story, I'm like, where did this story come from? Like so weird. Like how did this, like where did it come from?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, and yeah, and so what you're saying absolutely makes sense because these things actually did happen. Like even
Yeah,
though it sounds so strange and sounds so weird, like you know, and I'm only saying it now because not everybody will get it, but you obviously would get it because that's what you just talked about. Um, but yeah, I know exactly. I see exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. Like, and that's just like one aspect, the storytelling. But, um,
yeah,
but
all of it.
yeah,
Mm-hmm. Ashe,
yeah,
got it. Ashe.
yeah,
All right.
yeah.
So
Thank
yeah.
you.
Oh, definitely, definitely, guys. Thank you all too, because y'all are helping me too, boy. Your iron sharpen iron, boy. I appreciate y'all. Um,
I
do
have
we
a
have
question.
any? Yes, go
Goddess,
ahead.
Goddess, this
Hi,
is Jennifer.
hi, Jennifer.
I love your necklace, your crystal or whatever
Oh,
that is.
thank you,
It's
thank you.
beautiful. What is this? A labradorite or what is it?
This right here is this is a gate. This is an agate stone right here. So this is a gate, blue
That's
agate.
beautiful.
And then it has beads. These are like little seed beads or whatever. This is for Olakun. I mean,
Hmm.
uh, not Olakun. Excuse me, Ochosi. You gonna get mad? This is Ochosi. This is for justice, law, and in prison. You know, because we going through a bunch of injustice. So I've been
Yes,
activating my Ochosi. Yeah,
yes. And you
from
have a
within.
website,
Yeah, I
right?
do. Yeah, I put it in the group. It's www.themokshaSpace.com, and it
Let
has
me.
a bunch of these. It has a couple of these little amulets on there and different, protective stones and stuff. And I really pulled that stuff from somewhere else. Like, I don't know, but like the creator spirit just hit me because I'm not
Hmm.
no jewelry maker, y'all, but something just came over me and told me I had to start making those. So that's what I've been doing, and using certain colors and numbers and freak things that I know creates frequencies and stuff. And whoever it go to, I just hope, well, I know it's going to bliss them up because with some stuff that's going on in the higher realms, higher than
Yeah.
me, So, but go ahead, Goddess, go ahead.
Okay. Just is it on your timeline, your website?
Yeah, and it's in the group.
Okay.
It's in the group too. It's in this group chat too.
Okay.
I put it up there in there, and it's just a link you could click right on it, and I'll inbox you a direct link too.
Okay. I
Hmm.
appreciate that.
Yeah, let me write that down. All right, Queen.
How is the weather out there? Is it hot or is it the sun?
This one God, this how you know, y'all, that they was doing some old foolishness. Because
Mm,
it's so hot right now, yo. My plants out there is done when you know how your plants wilt. It's so hot. Like you
yes,
gotta water them like twice a day now or up the
yes,
water. Look, but yesterday it was so cloudy and cool out here. It was like, 70 or something like that. And it was raining the last 3 days. And then all of a sudden, when they little spraying wore out, now the sun's so bright and hot out there, you can't hardly walk on the concrete. That's another thing. This concrete ain't can't take it, yo.
Right.
Have you noticed the concrete that start cracking and all kind of mess?
You know what? I'm not even really around a lot of I'm in Virginia.
Oh, so okay.
So
That makes it
yeah.
extra hot because like the concrete reflecting up the heat from the sun too, because it can't absorb nothing. So like when you in the city around all of this concrete jungle, like that's extra heat because it's like the dang on concrete is reflecting the dang on heat on you and the sun beating you from the top. You get dehydrated real quick. Like you need your water bottle strong out there right now.
Right. Yeah. But
Is it
just
hot up there
inbox
too?
me. In Virginia right now, it's really nice. It's pleasant right now. The sun is, in and out like that, A lot of
Oh, okay.
chemtrails, of course.
Chemtrails, they
Yes.
spraying y'all.
Yeah.
That's a shame. Man, y'all know them chemtrails just make me so mad. And I don't know what they putting in there, y'all. I talked about this earlier about the brown rust. Y'all gonna have to catch it because I'm recording this, but that's some serious stuff, y'all. Like, that ain't no joke. I don't know what they're spraying, what that is, but whatever it is, if it's starting to kill the trees, y'all, we all need to be highly concerned right now, like highly concerned, because that's going to affect the groundwater. That's going to affect the earth, the minerals in the earth. Like, how we going to survive? And a goddess was talking to me, and I don't know if you all aware, but y'all are aware that Bill Gates bought up all that farmland. But then on top of that, you got the Davos group now buying up a whole bunch of farmland and stuff in the Midwest from all of those weather modified tornadoes that they had that done tore up them people's farms. And I really feel like they hitting us with the spray to fuck up our land, and then they gonna be they planning on having the only land that can grow that GMO food with the nano in it, because honestly and truthfully, y'all, I honestly think they getting ready to try to take over some of our consciousness, yo, because they know they can't live in them Caucasian bodies no more.
Crazy, I tell you.
Look, this might sound out here, but it's really not. Like, the research is out. Like, the FBI released the research about, what is it, the toroidal, what was the name of that article? I posted it in the group. You know what? I'm going to pin that article again. I'm going to find it and I'm going to pin it, that link to the FBI files or whatever, where they had to go ahead and release that information, where they were talking about, they were talking about us, and they were talking about 5D ascension and the subconscious and transferring of consciousness and stuff like that. Like, they had to release it because it had got leaked, so they went on and released it. But what I'm telling y'all is, like, for real, like, that nanotechnology that they putting in that GMO food and stuff, it can literally like take over your consciousness. Like, they can send a signal to that shit and take over your whole consciousness with them nanobots, man.
Wow.
It sounds like some sci-fi body of the snatcher stuff, y'all, but this is real life research, like real life.
Crazy.
Yo, they trying to survive. Just think about it. If you ain't got no other options, y'all done seen how it's getting out here for them. And this ain't no hate thing, but it's just what's going on. They can't even walk outside without umbrellas no more, y'all.
It's the truth.
It's the truth. Like, literally, they can't even go outside without umbrellas right now, y'all. It's getting real serious on there. The sun burning their ass up,
Raw is not playing. Raw is not playing. Tell you.
Ms. Bettina, may I ask a question about that subject? When you say that, okay, so they can no longer walk up under the sun, we're aware of that. And you're saying with the technology, signals that they consume via the GMO food, all of the artificial food with the nanobots and nanotechnologies inside the food. But how I understand that, but how is it them surviving? So you're saying they're trying to use their consciousness and into our vessels so they can survive, because you're saying they're trying to survive. How is that consciousness survival for them? It's just that their bodies, their vessels they're not gonna be. Are you
Right. See, it's this deep lecture that my friend gave. I didn't even go look at his lecture, but it just shows me that we all are aligned. Where he talked about the Pleiadian agenda. It's on it's on his YouTube. His name is Videl1014, and he's discussing the Pleiadian agenda. And listen, y'all, they cannot travel to the fourth and fifth dimension. Okay, they can't travel to them higher dimensions that we created and we fell. You understand? So they need a vehicle to get there. So they will use your vehicle and transfer their consciousness to use your light codes and vehicle to get there, because there's no way they're going to make it. Like, the third density is finna collapse on itself. It's just divine cosmic order, and just our will be done. We done woke up and we tired of this. So we are the ones that's driving this collapse of this third dimension, honestly and truthfully. Every morning when you wake up and you say, I'm tired, and you look to Ra, you sending a signal and he's sending a signal back, collapsing this. So basically, this is about survival of the fittest right now. The Pleiadians and all of them know that they can't travel to them higher realms of consciousness. So they're doing all type of modification and trying to merge themselves with robots and all kind of stuff and transfer their consciousness into robots, because they know that their flesh vehicle is not going to allow them to be able to tolerate life on this earth in the fifth density. It's just not. You got to have melanin in your skin, stardust, and you got to have neuromelanin. So that's what they're doing. They're using them bots and stuff to take people over. If you think about it, them people that took is literally 5G antennas. Like, they coming up on the damn Wi-Fi and stuff. If you got a Wi-Fi signal in you, that means something controlling you. Think about that, y'all. You know what I'm saying? That means a tower is communicating with you. Real talk. They got pills and stuff now with the nano in them, yo, that you can take that can tell people what people thinking, what's in their body, all kind of stuff like that. I mean, wake up, y'all. Like, it's getting serious out here. These people willing to do anything to try to survive. Like, they know they targeted for extinction, so they'll even take over some of us. So if they got to, they already have. Honestly, I think it's already some people with that nano in them that they activating and stuff.
Oh, for sure. Oh,
yeah, I think we've been to see a descent into craziness. It's going to come two different ways. It's going to be that nano shit that's messing people up when the frequency of the sun and all of this stuff, and them trying to send them nanobots frequencies in these people's body. And then it's going to be Ra itself affecting people's brain waves, and inorganic beings is going to start losing their mind because their brain's going to shrink. Again, dehydration. Remember, I told y'all they ain't even got no melanocytes, so they straight dehydrated. You know what I'm like? It's over for them. They ain't even got no shield for it. So, like, it's going all the way down, y'all.
So let me ask you a question here. When I meditate, right, I don't have. It doesn't necessarily for me that I'm close my eyes to meditate. Just whenever I close my eyes, I see people and images. Is that from another dimension that I'm seeing?
Like, okay, so right when you close your eyes, you see them, or you see them after, like, maybe you sit there for like a couple, or you see them like right when you close them?
Right when I close my eyes.
Well, then you are already probably there. Yeah, that's the 5D.
And
And that's what's happening right now. Like my daughter just had a meditation where she meditated and closed her eyes, and she was in the house with all her ancestors.
yeah,
Yesterday my daughter came to me. She 18 and she came to me and she was, Mom, I had this weird vision when I was meditating. And I'm like, hmm? And then she was telling me that all she saw her granddad and and her great grandmother, Indian grandmother, Harriet, and everything, and they were all in this. Like she saw all of them, and I'm like, you doing a 5D transition, because when you can start to see the people, that means that you entering into the other realms. You know what I'm saying? And when you close your eyes, that's when you really see. You see what I'm saying? Like when our eyes is closed, that's when we really are seeing, because that's when you're using your straight third eye.
and
So,
also I get a pulsating in the middle of my head
yeah,
every time I
yeah,
close my eyes.
yeah, yeah. That's that's the your pineal gland and stuff. That's the blood. Understand what I'm saying? That's the blood and stuff up there pulsating and everything, and that's that energy. So yeah, that's a 5D ascension right there. And you doing it quick, so you don't remember how to do it fast. Eventually, you gonna get to the point where you ain't even gonna have to close your eyes. You just gonna see them right there.
Well,
You'll
that's the
start
next
seeing
step.
the shadows. If anybody's seeing the shadows, this is what I'm talking about. If you done
That's the
start seeing shadows, stuff moving, and you look twice, yeah,
yeah.
that's
That's
you
the
starting
thing I
to
was gonna
ascend.
say.
Mm-hmm.
That's like now I'm laying here in the dark, and I see all kind of stuff, even with my eyes open, and
Mm-hmm.
it's kind
Yeah,
of freaking me out a little bit, But I'm
yeah,
destined to it.
yeah. That's because some of us are ascending. Y'all, it's getting ready to happen. When you see, y'all is just letting me confirm it what I already know. As you starting to see more of those shadows and stuff like that, they was always here, but we was in the third density. We couldn't see them. You understand what I'm saying? But as the energy of the earth is ascending and it's speeding us up, we able to see. You know what I'm saying? We able to see now for real, especially when you're in the dark, because the dark ain't nothing but the triple black. Like when you shut out the lights and everything like that, you really in space if you really think about it, because took away all of the light, and now you can't tell the difference between you and the next thing. That's the triple black. So when you start to see the shadows and stuff like that, that's how you know we in the 4D, and we getting ready to like really make a transition soon to the point where those shadows is gonna become, dang, that's an aberration. Like it's gonna get stronger. Like watch, it's getting ready to happen. We getting ready to shift again.
And also, when I'm in darkness, I can see lights. I can see. It's kind of may sound weird, but I see lights like in my body,
Oh, that's
like
different.
my body is like it's like light.
Anybody else having that experience too?
And it kind of it's kind of like it's almost like I have a flashlight inside of me, but
Mhm.
there's no flashlight inside of me. Is that just my raw energy that I'm seeing?
It could potentially be like we all have, that's the thing, like we all have different spiritual gifts, and we all are different aspects, and we all have different powers and things of that nature. So if you seeing something, a light within yourself, I would think that would be your kundalini or something like that you're seeing. You understand what I'm saying? And maybe you have the power to visualize that energy. You understand what I'm saying? That's your special gift. Like, we all have different things. You understand what I'm saying? Different
Yeah.
gifts, different things. But I will say this in comparison. I know when sometimes people's ancestors come to me, or people come to me and I see their ancestors in the 5D. All I see is orbs of light. You understand? All I see is light up there. I don't see literal like people or nothing. I can see light. I can see energy. So that's similar to what you're saying, but you just seeing it within yourself. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Right.
that's definitely, I feel like you on 5D stuff and you seeing something that's real is just on a different plane. And that's starting to happen to some of us because we really right now in the 4D, and some of us getting ready to shift into the 5 and be able to really like talk between realms and do all kind of stuff.
So
We
do that
shifting.
do that mean I need to meditate more in order to pull this from another dimension into my reality where I'm at today?
I'll say this. I would say meditation is different for everybody. I was telling somebody else yesterday that a form of meditation is creation. Meditation is dance. It is singing. It's art. It's whatever you like to do, because when you are creating, you are in your highest form of your God self. You understand what I'm saying? When you doing something like that. And that's when you pull in your most memories. Now, some people can sit still and meditate. You understand? That's for some people. But understand, if you got melanin in your body, you're a chaotic being. So your most highest form is when you're doing something, when you're doing calls to action, so just however you get there, you understand, to get your vibration high and to get your energy of creation up is what's going to really help you transcend even quicker, because that's the real you. Your soul is coming directly from your soul when you create whatever you create, you understand, or whatever you do to, that's when you go into that real high form and you really start tapping into some other real, your God self, your higher self, for real, for real. But however you want to do, yeah, meditation, like if you sit and meditate and that works for you, yeah, you can do that. But if you are a creator, if you are a writer, if you are a singer, if you like to dance, you know what I'm saying? Everybody has a different form of meditation. Actually, music is the highest form of meditation, to tell you the truth. People who create music, those are like master magicians, because music is one of the highest forms of magic there is, because it can enter the body and create a frequency without the person giving their will.
Facts.
So, yeah, for real. Music, that's one of the highest forms of magician.
Yes.
So, it's just all in what you want to do. You your own magician. So however you get there, whatever you do to create or meditate, yes, that's going to help that inkling get stronger and help you get stronger, getting more in touch with your higher self.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Oh, definitely. All right, guys. We got about maybe 10 more minutes and then I'm going to have to come up off of here. Do anybody else got any questions or anything they want to bring to the group? Any announcements? You understand what I'm saying? Anything that maybe you all, a topic that maybe you all want me to discuss next time, because I know this time we kind of didn't really have a topic, but if you all really want me to discuss a topic, I can do that, or something, or you all can discuss a topic. If it's something you all feel that you want to teach, we can do that too. Like, this is everybody's group, so. Any other questions? Anything? Hey,
I'm
Jennifer.
sorry. I'm sorry I wasn't able to join today. I'm feeling.
It's okay. It's okay. This is being recorded, so I finally figured out how to record for the group. So I'm going to post this in the group. So never be sorry for anything, because that's spell casting. You're not sorry. Yeah, we got you. So anything else? I hope I answered everything as thoroughly as I could, guys. I did the best I could because sometimes my mind just be like, I have to catch up. I have to slow my mind down because the thoughts be hitting my mind so fast, and then I'll just say it. Like,
Hi. Actually, there is something I think I would like us to talk about next time. And
okay.
that's um numbers. Like when we see numbers, because I know I see numbers a lot. I know a lot of people who are awake see numbers a lot too.
Yes.
I don't know,
Oh,
but I
yeah.
just feel like the information on the internet about the numbers is like kind of surfacey. Um, I don't know. I just have a feeling like there's like a deeper like information or meanings to because I know like numbers are the language of the universe, and so there's got to
Hmm.
be more than just, I don't know. Yeah, but I don't know if that's something that
Yeah,
you're.
we can discuss numbers. I guess you're talking about a little bit of numerology and things of that nature, and I guess synchronicity and stuff like that. Yeah, we can do that discussion next week. Um, yeah, in the math system, I guess, and stuff, or whatever that they done messed up and stuff. Because
Yeah.
yeah, we can discuss that next week. We could bring that to the table. So let me make a note of that. Um, and if anybody have anything they want to contribute to that, please do. Because I'm not the strongest in numerology, but I will say this. I do use the numbers. I do gematria. Now, gematria is deep. You understand? But it's really simple at the same time. Because if you just recognize that 0 is not a number and then 9 is the highest number, and then everything else is a repeat. 1 plus 1, 11 is 1 plus 1. It's really 2. And you know what I'm saying? If you understand how to calculate that, then gematria is what will work for you, and you can read and understand how the universe is communicating. So we'll go through that next week. Cool. Anything else? Well, guys, I guess this was a great discussion. I hope that this helped everyone. I know you all really helped me, and I appreciate you all attending today. And I'm going to post this video in a group so we can go back to it and reference it and stuff like that. And please, I know gentleman, I mean somebody named Zeke, one of the admins, is going to start. He wants to start a group meditation, like, or something like that. I don't know if that's something that you all are interested in, like a group meditation video
Yes.
call.
Yes.
But if you are interested in that, just hit me in my DMs because, like, it's, as you can see, y'all see me on video, but y'all also have the capability to hit the little video and show yourself and stuff. And so I guess he wants to like do like a little group meditation, like, to help everyone or whatever, and he wants to start doing that in the group as well. So that's what he was moved to. So I thought it was a lovely, brilliant idea, because the more of us that meditate together, the quicker we're going to cause this shift. Because right now it's really us that's causing this shift. All of this stuff is happening because it's our will being manifested onto this 3rd D plane. So okay, so just message me, DM me, and let me know that you're interested, and I'll have him set up the group meditation and give me the times, like what times will work best for you, and then I'll compare everybody's times and stuff and try to get something that works for everybody. You know what I'm saying? And we can do that. We can start that. There's also a Google document in the group. I had pinned it. I'm going to go and work on it probably today or tomorrow. It's just a disaster preparedness document. Excuse me, y'all. And basically, is going to have like just stuff like, you know, where I got my go bags and different things, you know, the iodine drops, the gas mask. I hope to have like links and everything on that document and stuff just to help people to get a little bit more prepared, because I think last week in the lecture I talked about, you know, they posturing for war. So, and war is going to have to come to this land. So, it's best to, you know, be as prepared as we can. So I think that document might help people. And if you have anything that you want to contribute to that Google document, like things that, you know, herbal remedies that can treat stuff, you know, things that, you know, can help people, you know, please feel free to edit it, because it's editable by everybody. If you find some good, you know, discount stuff or something that's, you know, flashlights, batteries, anything, you understand, different stuff like that, please edit that document and add it, because we all got to help each other, you know. And the last part, again, I will say to everybody that's like linking up outside of the group, like we have some people who are reaching out to others, you know, to try to get a network of like-minded people. Like I will tell everyone, make sure you use your eye discernment with everybody, you understand, before you go to telling people your personal information and what you got, you understand, because yes, we are all conscious supposed to be in this group, but until you really know, you don't really know, y'all, you understand. And I don't want nobody to get messed up, you understand, from trusting somebody and not using their eye of discernment. So make sure whoever you link up with, you using, not saying anybody's bad, but I'm just keeping it real, you understand? And definitely make sure, you know, like what you got stocked up in, what you got stocked, you know, is best, you know, in these type of times to keep it to yourself, because you don't want to be the target. You understand? If people know what you got when this stuff really go down, you understand, it could get ugly. You might make yourself a target. So make sure you're linking up with people that you can really trust, because when it go down, it's going, you know, y'all know what I'm saying, like, it's going to be some survival of the fittest stuff for certain people. And, you know, you got to be as ready as possible, but you also got to have that eye discernment. And that's what's really going to lead you through all of it, because if your spiritual eye is up, you can read a person before they even say one word. You can feel their vibration and know they ain't right. And that's what's going to protect you more than anything. You're feeling vibrations, knowing what stuff, knowing when to get out the way, knowing, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what's going to save us. So, anything else? Because I guess this has been a little long lecture. I'm getting ready to go and do some stuff now. All right. Well, it was lovely talking to you guys today. I hope that you all found this little group chat useful, and we'll do it again next week at 1, and we'll open that up with some numerology and some gematria discussion. And like I said, any other topics y'all want to bring to the table, please do. And if it's anything you want to share or anything with the group, please do, because, you know, we all need each other, you know. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
Thank you all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Y'all have a lovely day.
Love you
Oh,
too.
yeah, like that.
Bye.